I'm here with a lovely topic, meditation for dissolution of ego self. This meditation does not require for you to close the eyes, but you can, if you like to, and simply listen. Whosoever meditates upon what is formless is blessed with the greatest understanding that he or she is neither the physical body nor the mind. Further, whosoever meditates upon what is formless is blessed with the greatest understanding that he or she is neither the physical body nor the mind, and also the understanding that mind and body are from me, mind and body are for me, but not me. This greatest understanding is a priceless boon that does not cost a penny. If you are listening right now, it is not costing you a penny. But if you choose to walk away with this greatest understanding, it will be priceless. Obviously, what does not cost a penny is bound to escape the intelligence of your mind. So you need to bring yourself here. Your mind needs to be here. In light of this understanding, the darkness of ignorance will dissolve. The darkness of ignorance is our identification and attachment to what has a form, namely the physical body and the mind, and further everything else from therein that we relate to through this mind-body combination. Our identifications, which are multiple, and attachments to these identifications come through the bondage, the first bondage, which is the mind-body. The other name for this bondage is ego. And through the bondage called ego, all other attachments come. Attachment to our children, spouses, parents, and everything else that has a form. This attachment to the dimension of existence that has a form is a root of all diseases. Ego is identification that forms when one becomes attached to what has a form. I'm going to repeat this. Ego is identification that gives birth to itself when one becomes attached to anything that has a form. Our attachments and identifications with mind-body combination is ego, called the ego self. So I hope you understand how the ego self is formed. And let me clarify why physical body and mind both have a form. This is must. And should be understood to understand and meditate on what is formless for dissolution of ego. Anything that can be sensed through the five senses has a form, whereas what cannot be perceived through five senses is formless. Anything that has a beginning and an end is within domain of time and is constantly changing and has a form. It is easy to understand how the physical body has a form. Now let us look at the thoughts. Thoughts are formed and then thoughts disappear. A thought of happiness is formed and the same thought then dissolves or disappears to be replaced by another thought. Say a thought of sadness forms next, and then the thought of sadness also disappears. This is happening like clouds appearing and disappearing in the sky. So thought has a form because it is changing. It is within the domain of time. It can be perceived by the five senses. So changing states is inherent nature of what has a form. Both the body and the mind as thoughts go through various states. Let us understand these different states. Happiness, sadness, pain, love, joy are few examples of states of the mind. Birth, childhood, youth, old age, and death are states of the body. Therefore, mind-body combination has a form with changing states. I hope it is clear how mind-body combination has a form. At this point, I will get into meditation. Let's understand what meditation is. Meditation is our beautiful ability to focus attention on an object of our choice. When we remain focused on something for long enough, what happens? We take on attributes of the object of our focused attention. And you can check this for yourself. You don't need to go ask someone. It is happening as you are listening to me. When we focus our attention on our mind-body, we are meditating on what has a form. This is happening most of the times, but you are not aware of it as it has become your nature. You have been taught, or rather I should say, you have learned to meditate on the mind-body combination. You have been doing this since your birth. And for this reason, you are only aware of what has a form, what is going through various states. This identification with what is changing constantly is instability, insecurity within you. And this meditation has resulted in your identification and further attachment with what has a form. And this is not your true nature. Now, you are going through all the states of the mind-body combination. You believe you are going through birth, childhood, youth, old age, and then death. This you are experiencing through changing states of your mind in form of happiness, sadness, fear, pain, and many such other states. Though this experience is integral part of your existence, it is not everything. There is no need to deny this experience, and you will understand why. There is a lot more to you than that you have not accessed yet. You are the one, now this is your true nature. You are the one who is formless. You are a continuum. You are life. Due to your continued meditation on mind-body, you are misidentifying yourself with mind-body. Therefore, you can or you have manifested yourself as ego. And this results in suffering and darkness of ignorance about your own self. So let me point to your true nature one more time. You are the one who is formless. You are a continuum. You are life. You existed before the birth of the physical body. You are present during the birth of the physical body. You are present between birth and death of the physical body. You are also present during the death of the physical body and after death of your physical body. When the formless you focused on something other than formless, let's call that wisdom, understanding. You are pulling away from your true self like a bird flying away from its nest. A bird can fly far and high into the sky, but has to return to its nest to relax, to rest. Flapping wings requires effort, whereas when the bird floats down towards its nest, effort starts dropping. And when the bird sits in the nest, the bird applies no effort. Life is supposed to be effortless, means to be happy, to be joyous, requires no effort. This effortless state is restful state. The restful state is free of all dis-eases, is your true self. You as focused attention are flying away from the nest of your true self, and in the process have become riveted to the mind-body combination and everything that has a form through your attachments and identifications. You as focused attention have not returned home for a while. That is why you are restless, flapping your wings and are tired, which we call burned out or on the verge of burning out. You are looking for peace. You're looking for tranquility. Like a bird flapping its wings high up in the sky, far, far away from its home. All you have to do is from action become actionless. This is not the physical action. This is you as attention. You have to stop flapping your wings. Float home to your nest of true self. All you have to do is stop focusing on what has a form. Stop identifying with the mind-body combination, and you can do that right now and right here. Simply listen to this voice. Simply focus on the wisdom, the understanding that is contained in the words I'm speaking here. This is going from action to actionless, because the wisdom is formless. When we meditate upon what is formless wisdom, ego self will start dissolving. We as focus attention start retracting from all forms that we identify with. Meditating on formless wisdom is surrendering to the truth, which you will experience similar to dissolution of lump of salt in water, whereby only water shall remain. When the meditator, which is focused attention, which is you, the mind, surrenders to formless wisdom in form of understanding about true self, only one shall remain. The one that remains is you. The one that remains is consciousness. Consciousness is formless, omnipresent, without a beginning or an end. When you surrender to wisdom of your consciousness, you are the infinite supreme intelligence that you will find has manifested itself as the physical mind, body that you have come to identify with due to your attachment with your manifested self. This is your ego self that is only aware of what has a form. Therefore, as ego, you have forgotten your true self. You have not lost it. You are not at any distance from it. As ego self, you are only aware of effect, not the cause. Everything that has a form is effect, whereas what does not have a form is cause. The cause is you as consciousness. The effect is your mind and body. I'm going to use a metaphor to unpack this further. The ocean has manifested itself as waves on its own surface. See the relationship here. There is no gap. There is no break. The waves rise and fall. The waves also move on the surface of the ocean, but the ocean remains at the same place. The waves have a form because of the water in the waves. The form represents mind-body combination, which is the cause. The form in this case are the waves that rise and fall, that have a beginning and an end. Our form, or your form, the mind-body combination, goes through cycles of birth and death. Further, the wave is not possible without the ocean. Mind-body is not possible without you, without consciousness. Without you as your true self, your mind-body is not possible. But you can be without mind-body. The ocean can be without the waves. I'm going to emphasize this. It's a key point. You can be without the mind-body, just like the ocean can be without the waves on its surface. The ocean is present before the waves are formed. The ocean is also present when the waves are dancing on its surface, and ocean is also present when the waves fall back into the ocean. You as life, you as consciousness is always present, with or without the mind-body combination. The mind-body combination is your dance, is your expression, but not you. This is what you need to understand, and then maintain this understanding when you are not hearing my voice. Now that you know how you have manifested yourself as mind-body combination, and you are present with or without your mind-body, you have the freedom to choose. You have to choose what you want to be. You can choose to continue as ego self, the status quo, ignorant of your true self, and go through birth, childhood, youth, old age, and death, coupled with dualities of the mind in form of love, hatred, happiness, pain, joy, suffering, and so on. Or you can simply be you. You can be consciousness if you choose to, and be free of all enslavements of ego self. I understand this is a lot of information packed together, but I want to keep this short, and I'm going to wrap this up with 3 key points so that you can continue meditating with your open eyes. Meditation here is living with the understanding about who I am and going about doing things you need to do. So the 3 key points are 3 tips for you to sustain your meditation on the formless wisdom. Number 1, mortal mind and mortal body are from consciousness. I'm going to use a technique in these 3 points. A lot of time we acquire information, but we don't apply that on ourselves. We don't bring that into practice. Means we are a third person speaking. When I talk about self, I could be speaking as if the self is different from me. So third person, and then I will say the same thing in first person. You can repeat this silently, or you can say this louder. Or the first tip for sustaining your meditation: mortal mind and mortal body are from consciousness. My mortal physical body, pay attention to your body, and my mortal mind, pay attention to your thoughts. These both are mortal. My mortal physical body and my mortal mind are from me, not the other way round. Very similar to the waves on the ocean surface. The waves are from the ocean. The ocean is not from the waves. Tip number 2 for sustaining this meditation on the formless wisdom: mortal mind and mortal body are in consciousness. I, as consciousness, has manifested myself as my mortal physical body and my mortal mind. Both mortal mind and mortal body are within me, like waves are in the ocean always. Tip number 3 for sustaining the meditation on the formless wisdom: consciousness is in the physical body and also in the mind. How would you say this in first person? I, as consciousness, is also present in the mind and the body as awareness. Awareness is my essence, like water is a sense of the ocean, and water is present in the ocean and also in the wave at the same time. What this means is that I'm aware, that I am consciousness. Also, this mind-body combination is my manifestation. I am whole. So before I leave, soak in this wisdom. Focus your attention to the wisdom in these words. Marinate in this wisdom, in this understanding. And as you progress, the ego self will start dissolving in this wisdom. And this meditation on the formless wisdom is the door to your blissed self. So thank you for listening and meditating with me. Take care and have a blissed self.